Hello, it is I, Robin the Combat Twink. Today, I have a special gift for all of you and all over the world. I have procured an ancient artifact describing a story involving the actions of Khabib and Islam, their relationship with one another. This story was allegedly written by Lorde from MMA Core, the legendary Lorde. It begins. The transcript reads, it is called Father Plan B, the name of the story. Islam Makhachev has never said the words out loud, not to anyone, not even in the dark of his own house while everyone was asleep and the only sound was the distant bark of a dog in the streets of Makhachkala. He carried it inside himself because there was just no way someone like Khabib could like him like that, right? It started when he was just a boy, trailing after Khabib like a shadow, looking up to him like a mentor, an older fraternal figure that would guide his brothers to athletic success. For as long as Islam can remember, Khabib was always the one the elders pointed to, the chosen one, the one to bring glory to the Republic of Dagestan. Islam wanted to help Khabib become champion in any way he can. It then turned into Islam having to carry Khabib's bags or to bring him his water during training. Then Islam had to take care of Khabib's laundry. Then it soon evolved into teasing from Khabib. Sometimes he would stay on the ground with Islam for just a little bit too long. Sometimes he would oil check Islam when they were grappling. Islam didn't know what to think of it. Could he really like someone like me? He thought to himself. Islam never acted on it. He never let his eyes linger too long when Khabib stripped off a sweat-soaked shirt after training. He never let his voice soften the way it wanted to when Khabib put a hand on the back of his neck and told him he had done well. He trained harder instead. It was safer that way. It was safer to let Khabib be the leader, the way he had always been. American Kickboxing Academy. Current day. AKA always had the same smell. The rubber mats, the sweat, the metal of the heavy bag. Islam has spent his life training in dozens of gyms, but this was the only one that mattered to him for one reason only. Khabib was on the floor. They were sparring light, technical. Khabib had called it just movement. Nothing with Khabib was ever just anything. Islam's back hit the cage. Khabib's forearm pressed across his chest, pinning him there for a second longer than necessary. Their faces were close enough that Islam could feel the heat of his breath and see the sweat on his forehead. You're thinking too much, brother. The Dagestani accent made the words land heavier. Stop waiting for permission to move, silly. Islam's breath stuttered as they separated, ready to go again. Islam barely had time to get his hands up before Khabib closed the distance again and walked him straight to the cage. The second Islam's back hits the metal, Khabib's thigh slid between his legs and stayed there. Khabib didn't say anything. He just pressed forward slowly, grinding the hard line of his cock against Islam's through the thin training shorts. Islam's hips jerked once on instinct before he forced them still, but Khabib felt it. Of course he felt it. Stay, Khabib murmured against the side of his neck, voice low enough that only Islam could hear. One hand braced on the cage against Islam's head, the other on his hip. fingers digging in just enough to keep him exactly where he wanted him. Khabib's thigh pushed higher between his legs, forcing them open a little more, and the next grind dragged right against the tip of Islam's cock. Islam didn't push. He didn't pull. He took it exactly the way he always took everything Khabib gave him. "You've wanted this for a long time," Khabib said as he forced Islam into position. The words were soft, but the thrust of his hips were not. "Haven't you?" Islam's answer came out wrecked, his voice breaking. "Yes, brother." "Good," whispered Khabib. "Then take it." Islam's thighs started to tremble. He could feel how hard Khabib was. Khabib's hand slid from his hip to his lower back, pulling him in tighter until there was no room between them. Islam's mouth opened and let out a quiet, almost desperate sound that he couldn't hold back. Islam's cock was leaking into his shorts, and Khabib was dry humping him against the cage like he had all the time in the world. After the session ends, the team heads back to the bathroom the way they always do. The deep, shared bathtubs and steam already rising. The Dagestani fighters strip, talking in low Russian, scrubbing themselves clean from the sweat and dirt. Islam keeps his eyes down, his cock still semi-hard, and his shorts do nothing to hide it. He steps into the water quickly and sits low. One by one, the others finish and leave. They grab their towels and voices fade down the hallway. Khabib doesn't move. He stays on the far end of the big tub, watching Islam the entire time. Umar doesn't leave either. He slips into the corner near the stacked towels and half-open closet, stays silent, and stays there. From here, he can see everything. When the last man exits and the doors click shut, the silence feels heavy. Khabib's voice is quiet. "Come here." Islam's pulse jumps. He obeys, sliding through the warm water until he's between Khabib's knees. Khabib's hand settles on the back of his neck, thumb stroking once over his skin. "You've wanted this for years," says Khabib, low and certain. "And you're going to take it. All of it. And you're going to keep what I put in you." Islam nods once, his eyes down. He guides Islam up until he's straddling his lap. Their cocks slide together. Khabib doesn't rush. He just holds him there, one hand on his hip, the other still at the back of his neck. "You're going to let me fiddle you," Khabib murmurs against his mouth. Islam's answer is barely a whisper. "Yes." Khabib kisses him softly and at the same time starts to push aside. The water moves around them in slow waves. Islam's head drops to Khabib's shoulders and lets out a weary gasp as he's stretched open inch by inch until Khabib is balls deep inside him. Islam's thighs begin to shake. "Good," Khabib breathes. "Just like that. Stay open for me, brother." Every thrust is heavy and deliberate. In the corner, Umar's breathing is barely audible. His own cock is hard in his shorts. He doesn't step forward. He just watches his cousin stretch Islam open, slow and possessive. Islam takes every inch like he was made for this. Khabib keeps fucking Islam deeper, one hand locked on his hip and the other pressing against his stomach, thinking about what's going to be in there after he's finished. "Take it," Khabib says, inches away from his ear. "All of it. You're going to be full of me when we're done." Khabib doesn't rush. Islam's forehead rests against Khabib's shoulder, his hands holding tighter onto Khabib's biceps, not pushing away. Khabib's cock is buried so deep, it feels like it's rearranging him. Khabib's pace stays deliberate. Deep, heavy thrusts. His hand slides between their bodies and presses flat over Islam's lower stomach, right above where his cock is. "Feel that?" he murmurs. "That's where it's going. You're going to keep every drop." Islam nods against his shoulder. His hole clenches helplessly around Khabib's cock. Khabib groans low at the sensation and starts fucking him harder with more, shorter and more powerful strokes. "That's it," Khabib says. "Open up for me. You're going to take it, and you're going to stay full." Islam's voice cracks. "Please!" "Please what?" And then Islam says, "Please fill me." Khabib's rhythm stutters for the first time. He grips Islam's hips with both hands, and now starts truly breeding him. Deep and relentless thrusts that force Islam to bounce in his lap. Khabib looks like he's some kind of big daddy 37 thrusts away from coming inside Islam's hole. Islam's cock rubs helplessly against their abs, leaking steadily. His mouth open, with soft broken sounds spilling out with every thrust. Umar's breathing is audible now. His fist jerks his cock in the same rhythm, eyes fixed on the way Islam's hole stretches around his cousin's cock. Khabib leans in, mouth against Islam's ear. "I'm going to come inside of you. You're going to take it all, and you're going to carry it." Islam shudders. Yes, please." A low guttural sound leaves him as he starts to come. Thick, heavy pulses of cum flood Islam's hole, so much it feels like it's being forced higher. Khabib keeps grinding through it, milking every drop into him. Islam's hole clamps down around Khabib's cock, pulling more cum deeper. Khabib doesn't pull out. He stays balls deep, breathing hard, still giving small thrusts to keep everything inside. Umar finishes a second later with a quiet grunt, cum all over his fist and the tiled floor. He doesn't look away. Khabib finally eases Islam down against his chest, still fully inside him. One hand stays possessively over Islam's lower stomach. "Stay like this, brother," he says quietly. "Don't let any of it out." Islam nods, feeling the heat of Khabib's cum deep inside him. In the corner, Umar is still watching, breathing heavy as Khabib keeps his cock deep inside the man he just bred. 6 weeks later, Islam stares at the test on the bathroom counter. 2 clear lines, same result on the second test. He finds Khabib alone in the gym that night, wrapping his hands. Islam walks up, pulls the test from his pocket, and holds it out. "I'm pregnant." Khabib goes still. He looks at the test, then at Islam for a long moment. "Come here, brother." The end. By Lorde and possibly TYS. Robin the Combat Twink.